Hi everyone, welcome to Basic Seated Warm-Up 1. So just start out in a comfortable seated position where you can sit really tall and feel a sense of ease. That could be in a chair, on some support, okay, with your legs out in front. So really make, right from the get-go, this practice work for you. Start to tune in with your breath, breathing through the nose as much as you can, lengthening, and starting to just open up the heart and then send the back of you back. So we're just going to reach the sternum forward, inhale, and on your exhale, rounding. If that doesn't quite fit the way that your pattern of breath wants to flow through your body, then flip it around. It's completely fine. You could inhale as you round, exhale as you come forward. Okay? Just as long as you're breathing mindfully, feeling the beginnings of ease and space. On your next inhale, lengthen to come up and check in with your shoulders. So warming up is especially important for transitioning into your practice, so coming from regular life onto the mat. Let's do both directions. So it's our separation, okay? So we can really bring our attention inward. Good. I always like to end my circles, at least for here, in the direction of really opening up the heart. And then nice and slow, moving, checking in with your neck in ways that feel good to you. Okay, so only taking it as far or as deep as it feels safe, making sure you're still breathing. Okay, and noticing as you're checking in with your neck, if your shoulders tend to go forward or up, and see if, without any stress to the neck, if you can keep directing the shoulders back and allowing them to release down. Good. On your inhale, just reach up. And exhale. Let's just go right into a side stretch to your right. Good. Just visit it. And then inhale to reach up. And exhale to the left. Good. Couple more times, just like this. Inhaling up. Again, checking in with shoulders and neck. Exhale to the side. Releasing. Good. Again, reaching up. Lengthening. Maybe with each one you're able to find just a little bit more in the way of depth, but we never force. I'm just going to do one more to each side. Moving and trying to at least be aware of your breath, if not moving quite in sync with the breath. Good. And then inhaling to reach up. Exhaling to release the hands back behind, really open the heart. Exhale, maybe hinging forward. The hands could be back behind, out to the sides, out in front. Lengthening all around the neck, maybe shifting side to side a little bit. And then coming all the way back up. Go ahead and bring your legs out in front. You can shake them out, okay? Bending the knees then and taking the knees side to side. And noticing the impact to the sides. Okay, how do you feel around your low back? Do you still have length in the spine? Are you still breathing? Good. And then coming back into that movement with the spine, the kind of cat and cow movement, but here in a seated position. So with the legs out in front. So what I tend to do here is bring my hands back behind my thighs to help assist creating space in the hip joints. So I'm drawing, okay, my inner thighs a little bit forward and then away, okay, from each other. Inhale to lift the sternum. Exhale to round. So just making sure that we're keeping the channels as open as possible throughout the legs, spine, shoulders, neck, and yet really checking in with our own range of motion, okay, without much in the way of pressure on the joints, okay, so just a great time to really check in. Good, lengthen, again, taking the hands back behind you, okay, and then the knees side to side. I always flex my feet here to keep that at least better chance of maintaining alignment between the hip, knee, ankle relationship, those center lines. Good. And then still sitting tall. Okay, a real common thing I do in my classes is circling in the joints. So we did the shoulders, we did the neck. So let's go ahead and just check in with the hip. So still trying to sit tall, okay, lengthen spine, and keeping my foot flexed and still trying to maintain the hip-knee ankle relationship. Going one direction, going the other, trying not to roll at my foot, but really just keeping it neutral. Okay, going both ways, coming back to the center, and here just some visits. Okay, so you could visit, thinking of this as seated tree pose. You could visit, if your hip, knee, ankle are receptive to this, half lotus. Okay, just kind of checking in. Just warm-ups are all about checking in. Okay, transitioning to our time on the mat. So checking in with those two, and then tilting here to the side, taking hold of your foot. You could take the leg forward and back. Okay, so this is a check-in with half hero, maybe placing it all the way down, okay, next to you, but not worrying about if that, don't force that to occur, and then just release. Okay, circle in your ankles. So we'll do that in a moment with the other leg. What I love to do in between sides as often as I can is some sort of check-in pose. So here it would be a seated forward fold. Okay, so adjusting your legs so that you have as much room in your hip joints as possible, that you're able to sit as tall as you can, keeping active with your legs, feeling the center lines from the ankles, knees, hips, and noticing whichever leg you worked with. Okay, does it feel more open? Does that then continue? That openness, does that continue all the way up that side of the body? Maybe transitioning into more of a forward fold, just as a visit. Okay, breathing, exploring, seeking length. Always another breath or two here. One more. Smooth, deep breath. Peeking at your feet, making sure your legs still active, whatever version of forward fold you're in, whether you're still even upright, you're still in a forward fold. And then as you're ready, exiting, bending the knees once again, taking them side to side. Good, still breathing all the while. So all those same things, okay, with the other leg. So this time I'm going to have my right leg out in front, taking hold of my left leg, circling. So it's going to be the juiciest, okay, stretch for your hip joint as long as you're sitting really tall, okay, and keeping the joints aligned. So here, again, just as a reminder, we don't want to hold the foot like this because that could potentially torque the knee. So I'm really trying to keep, okay, the ankle joint, knee joint, hip joint all in line with each other and as open as possible. Making sure you go both directions and noticing wherever you might have some extra tightness and working a little bit more there. And then here, finding your version. Okay, so it's a visit toward Shasana pose, wherever your foot will go. Maybe your knee won't easily venture out to the side. Protect it. Okay, still, okay, keep it feeling secure wherever your knee goes with it. Okay, maybe checking in here with half lotus on this side. Never forcing anything. I love this position. My body easily goes into it, so I tend to explore. Okay, but all paths feel clear and even a sense of relief. And then releasing that. Again, shifting to the side, taking hold of the foot. If you can't easily take hold with your hand, you could just as easily use the strap. Okay, I'm keeping my legs close together in this line, so I don't want the knee flaring up. Okay, and then I just take it back. So we're getting a quad stretch, which is just one of the gifts of hero, half hero pose. Okay, without any discomfort. Okay, any undue tension anywhere in any joint. Okay, so these are visits. Good. And here would be half hero. Okay, again, just visit. And then nice release. Check in with the ankles. Okay. Once again, let's just visit a forward fold just to see if now we're more evened out. Okay, so hands back behind, legs active, trying to keep a sense, okay, of lightness, of space. Feel free to stay upright. Be in the positions that work for you, that are assisting your transition, okay, into a really nice practice. Whether this is going to be your full practice or your introduction, okay, to a deeper practice. Lengthen. Another breath right here. Just keep seeking length and space and awareness. Good. And then carefully releasing the position. So the last thing here to do for this particular warm-up is just to visit some twists. Okay, so you can choose again your seated position. Okay, and just sitting really tall, finding length, and then picking a side here. So with twisting in the upper body in a seated position, we need to keep the seat, okay, the lower half anchored. Okay, so I'm just going to cross here the midline, and yet still reaffirm thigh bones, arm bones in the joints, length and lift in the spine, and then twist. So inhaling to lengthen, exhaling maybe to deepen. Everything is an exploration. Everything is a visit. Everything is a maybe, okay? So as I'm going into this twist, I feel, so twisting here to the left, I feel my right seat lifting up a little bit. So I want to pull the right thigh bone back into the hip joint, trying to mostly square, keep the hips square. Breathe. You could stay upright or take this twist into more of a hinge. Just depends on what you need. Okay, at this point in your practice, in your day. Good, one more breath wherever you are in this twist. Unwind. Good, I always like to reach up just to reaffirm the length. Exhale, pausing for just a moment or two between sides. Hands can be at your heart or in your lap. Just another breath right here. Just feeling the effects of the twist. You could switch out which leg is in front. I'm just going to turn around just so to keep seeing the camera, seeing you. And then inhale to lengthen and twisting. Good. And can you feel, okay, your own tendencies? I can feel my arm bones wanting to jut forward. So I'm sure that that also relates to the thigh bones. So I want to reaffirm. Okay, thigh bones, arm bones. We're constantly seeking this return to balance, and yet knowing, okay, that it's a visit, right? We come in and out of balance all the time. No judgment. Breathe, lengthen, stay upright, or add, okay, a hinge to this if it enhances your pose. Okay, and yet still seeking those seamless channels all along the spine. Just another breath or two here. Relaxing the tongue, throat, jaw. Good, coming back to the center, reaching up. Exhale, releasing the hands again to the heart, to your lap. Pausing here, scanning how you feel mentally, physically, emotionally, energetically. Okay, another breath. Noticing how you feel. You can check in here with the shoulders, with the neck. So either this is going to take you in to a more of the heart of the practice, or this is just a good break in your day and you can return to all of life off the mat, hopefully feeling even better. I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.